I tell some clown.
Eat it up, no need to go down. Rock that one, that is how we from. Eat it up, no need to go down.
Till I come round, come for the 4 pound.
Eat it up, no need to go down. Rock that one, that is how we from.
Sit down, me love how you perform. You grab me body, you never go scratch your palm. Wait, your pussy good, me never dead so long. Wait, your pussy good enough, you put it in a song. Tell you the man say, him better run. Come we fight for your pussy, old veteran. Watch how your step, land mine, set a pressure bomb. You just make it sitting tough up and I never gang. Squeegee round and leave him alone. Shake your bum, see the shape of your round. Leave your panty, the G-string at town. Tell her come see me, come for the 4 pound. Me a kai, sign your tricks. Touch the grapevine, bite your lips. Make you waistline, why not tick? Don't waste time when I visit. Just come in and kiss me, no risky. She a said that the jacket he go fit me. Disappear like when me do the tricks. She a fight, but she the Lulu before 50. Come and make me pet a pussy genie. Me I know your brother nothing no wrong if you're feeling. Pizza your order, but me deliver please. Skinny out like Victoria, could not keep the secret.
Oh, yo, people, what is going on? Welcome to another episode of the O.O.C. We got the usual suspects in the house. B is in the chat, and he said, do you go live every day? And I'm like, no, we do not. Close enough, but I do not go live every day. So I'm just saying. But Roberto, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
What up? You can find us here Wednesday nights getting shit off our chest live. Big of 4, JG Shaolin, and myself. Turn your mic
you muted, Nzo. You muted.
Mr. Shaolin, do what you got to do, brother.
Yo, what's up, everybody? JG Shaolin, terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 champs of Shaolin. Wee! Shout out to the Black Jim Kelly martial artist. There you go, Nzo. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in Wednesday night for this prime time special. Looks like some hot topics. I can't wait for this. With the host Nzo, aka the Abbott and the Osiris of the shit, the Spliff King, the Professor of Gunja. He left it on a clip. That's okay. That we got him. And alongside his co-host Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did anything going to be irie. No woman, no cry. Caribbean American month to all my Afro-Cuban familia.
Yes, absolutely. Rest in peace, Amanda Lewis, F. Cancer. Who's that?
I kept seeing that. I don't know who
Amanda Lewis. I don't know who that is. So if you know, let me know who it is. But we definitely got a great show for you tonight. I'm actually trying to get Roberto's topic ready for the first one so we can get into that real quick. But you guys know how we do, right? O.O.C. We do what we do. Got a few little jokes up in this bitch tonight. All right. Let's see what we have in store.
I remember her now. Oh my God. Okay.
Who's that?
VJ from the 90s, MTV. Now I remember her.
Oh, I got you. So first off, let me show this real quick. It's a picture that I have, but I got to show this because it's not going to work right now. Okay, I'll come back to that one. But if you guys know, and it should have been a topic, to be honest with you. It's
Might fix your mic a little bit.
My mic's messing up?
It's not messing up. It just it don't sound professional. I'll put it that way.
I got you. Hold on.
Sound like you need to adjust it a little bit.
It looks like it's from my. It looks like it's my my USB one, so it should be right. Still sounds messed up. No, it sound better. Sound good. All right.
You good.
All right. So first off, I was watching the news. Right. I was watching our little, CTV news, and I seen this. I had to take a picture of it because I thought it was so funny. I was like, yo, I can't believe this. No, but for you guys that, pretty much know or don't know, Elon Musk and Donald Trump are having a little beef right now, right? And CTV News posted this. Bromance turned bitter, Trump and Elon Musk saying, but they called it a fucking bromance on CTV News. They called what Trump and Elon had a bromance. I was fucking dying, bro. I was like, you gotta be kidding me that they're actually calling this shit a bromance. Like, I don't know what it is, but I think this, like Elon Musk versus Trump, has got people like just dying. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But with that being said, so as I show that, we have this here. Let me get the video file. And hold on, I'll put you in a second. Video file. You know the guy that does the babies.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Brennan. I know you touched my drum set, and I want to hear that dirty little mouth admit it.
Out of my face, or I'm gonna roundhouse your ass.
You swear on your mom's life that you didn't touch it then.
I don't have to swear to shit.
That's because you fucking touched my drum set.
That's funny. That's funny.
You need to give me that copy because I want to see that whole thing. Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know if I think it's just some guy to find an AI program that does this, but all the stuff they do is freaking hilarious.
I tell you, bro, this guy has me dying 100%. All right. We got a few people up in here.
Oh,
Let me see what else we got, because we always come up with some fancy jokes up in this show. All right. Should I do that?
Yeah, your camera's on. That is a joke, right?
oh, what the hell? Did you just come in your show?
Hold on.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah,
let me-
Eli's gone. Eli's gone.
Let me show you the difference between Elihu and me. One, Elihu came in and disrespected you right from the get-go. Look at me. I put your background up.
Yeah, I know you did. You did what you had to do, bro. I got faith
Oh, no.
in you.
I know, but I'm just saying this clown right here, man. Jeez.
We meet again.
It appears so.
If you
I don't
looking
have
for
a
a
red
tree to
nose,
get
I'm
stuck
not a
in, they
clown.
back that way.
Ain't that a bitch? Like your mama.
Oh, well, if you going to be talking like that, I might as well just change my name to Curiosity then.
Keep on talking. We gonna change the meaning of cat got your tongue.
Well, while we changing stuff, make sure you go change that damn kitty litter, because you got the whole neighborhood stink.
Oh, I got the neighborhood stink. Yet I don't remember nobody complaining about my shit in their yard. Matter of fact, don't all the dumb animals gotta wear leashes around here?
Dumb animal? Oh, let me sprinkle some catnip on my balls and let's see who the dumb animal is.
I already saw who the dumb animal was when Jeff put peanut butter on his balls.
You know what? Fuck y'all.
Oh my goodness. Funny.
What the hell was that?
Unbelievable, bro. I swear the things that these people do, you know what I mean? It's so funny. But Roberto, one of your favorite ones is coming up next.
It's your girl Dora. And it's me, Boots. And we're back with another travel vlog for you guys. Yo, so Tutus, we just hit a stain at the fish market. I lied, and I'm a good youth from Saga, but today I was a bad man. No face, no case. Are you dumb? Awagwan, if you want to see what we got from our heist, say nya, eh? Say no more, forward, Crody. Holy beer gold. I feel like the cash man. We're gonna flip this pack and we're gonna drop it off to different people, like the Scarborough man them, Oshawa people them, and even the Bucktees in Hamilton. Whoa, we're gonna be rich, Dora. Who's we? Your chest is high. Yo, Dora, Boot. Who's that? What are you guys saying? Whoa, where'd you get this, fam? Bless me a bracelet. Mans can't get a discount? Why you moving like that, Dora? You got this from Temu, alive? Yo, nice your beat, kid. Whoa, that's an idiot thing. Did you guys hear that? Or am I hearing Duppy? Dora, maybe it's the boy them. Listen, officer, it was her, not me. Boots, you're a ratatouille still. Guys, it's probably just Swiper. Say word, yo, if you see Swiper, yell out waste, man.
Mucho JG.
So did you catch him lacking yet? I can't hear you.
Eli, don't you
Yell
start that
waste,
mess.
man. Swiper, why you hiding? Come outside. Just come outside. Oh no! You can't finesse the finesser, Goofy. SK! Or should I say Swiper? I thought you said you're done being toxic. Wallahi, I am, but why'd you block my number? Tutus, ever since we broke up, my life has been mash up. So I'd rather you steal my heart than steal my profit. Really, shorty? Yo, don't cheese me right now. Yo, can you just bless me with a bubble one last time? Yes, and let's go make wops together. Just me and you. Boots doesn't have to know. Say less. Forget that, Mayu. Done know, guys. Bye. Wait, where's Dora going? And who's that with her? Fam, Swiper swiped your girl. Yeah? Now I'm gonna crash out.
Wow.
I swear to God, That's how they fucking talk in T-Dot, bro. That's no word of a lie. That's how they talk in T-Dot. I was like talking to Chill, and then I was like, Chill, can you do that? Chill was like, yeah, and he just bursted out. I was like, wow.
I don't know what they're talking. Just a few yardy words, and that's it, man.
You know, it's funny, right? Because where we're from, uptown, we used to always say we had our own lingo. You know what I mean? And we did. We had our own lingo. Uptown had its own lingo. But what they doing over there in T-Dot, that takes the fucking cake, bro. Like Merv and all these words and shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys coming from? He said,
how do they know? Like they're inventing shit while they're going.
Facts. It's crazy, man. Absolutely. And I think I have one more, but we'll get to it a little bit later. We are here to get to some of the topics. Now, Roberto, the one you sent me you wanted was the one you said this is the one we have to talk about tonight, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't the slavery one, right? It was the one before.
That was the next thing.
Okay, good. All right. So I got the video here. So we're gonna bring up this video real quick. Where did I put it? Right here. All right, let's do this, guys.
He got canceled by her own racist followers because she has a biracial son with a Middle Eastern man. That poor kid, you can't make this stuff up.
Show some hate to him as well.
When would it be appropriate to use the N-word?
People.
When would it be appropriate?
Anytime I feel like it.
So you're an unashamed racist.
Well, shame on white people for allowing themselves to be systematically discriminated against in the United States. This is our country.
All right, I hate that I'm giving this woman more airtime, but it's important that you see with your own eyes what they believe. It doesn't matter who she is, but she represents a sizable minority of people in the United States and around the world now.
Because I'm white and my
Well, there are no black people in American history, is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, they were brought here technically.
My God,
we didn't.
Do you understand how dumb you sound?
This is stupid. This is stupid and racist.
Context on her. She dropped the N-bomb in a TikTok video, got fired from her job, and then rose to prominence in conservative media as a champion of free speech. This is where the cultural shifts have moved to in the United States. A vile racist that openly hates people of color is rewarded. She is invited to shows like Piers Morgan.
She tells him to fuck off, essentially, which when you look at the video, the guy filming the video, he's a Somali, Hassan, whatever. This is whites having enough of it. We're sick of being bullied in our own country. You have this guy, he's not even from here. He's got a fucking accent.
The other woman she was referencing called an autistic young black boy the N-word a whole bunch of times was filmed, and then she ends up raising $500,000 through crowdfunding. Grew up in Missouri. I am ethnically Chinese. I have experienced a whole bunch of racism, but it has completely changed in the last decade. The tone has changed from being hurtful and ignorant to being dangerous. Physically dangerous. Since about 2017, the physical threat that I feel when I'm in the US compels me to conceal and carry a weapon on me at all times. That's not normal, and neither is this virulent racism getting rewarded like it is today.
This is white people finally being fed up with this shit, and the fact that we have brown people trying to take away white people's rights in a white country. W mom, mom of the year. Show some hate to him as well.
Throughout history, whenever groups of people are violently dehumanized like it's happening right now in the United States, genocide always follows.
Show some hate to him as well.
It is the same pattern again and again. First, people are dehumanized. Next, they are slaughtered. I am warning you once again, white supremacists have been arming themselves for a century in preparation for a race war. And now they have official backing from the White House. Every person of color in this country needs to wake up to this threat and prepare. Two positive things to end this video. So one, we outnumber them 3-1. And two, this lady got canceled by her own racist followers because she has a biracial son with a Middle Eastern man. That poor kid, you can't make this stuff up.
Show some hate to him as well.
Roberto, go ahead. You start this one off. I know you're chomping at the to get on it. Go ahead.
Well, I could say to my brothers in the U.S., would you agree?
Like
we got
what?
3 on you.
I mean, like what? I'm sure.
I agree with what?
Well, sorry, Chris, you're not a brother, but you're a brother. No, I said you're a brother, but you're not a brother.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I have brown skin. Look, I have brown skin, and by the way, I'm still supporting my Giants, man. Hey.
Well, we're gonna get into
I got
the
brown skin, so come on.
Well, we're gonna get into the brown skin in the next topic that you should be worried about. So let's
yeah, I am fucking worried about that. I got some shit to say about that.
Should be.
Like,
Roberto?
I seen this shit coming. You know, if we could go back episodes, like now they're talking there's going to be a revolution. There's going to be some kind of shit going on in the U.S. I don't know. You can't tell me it's the news inventing this shit. I don't know whether to believe it's true or not. But when you're taking clips of people doing it live, like one of the girls we had on our show, like you said, there's a whole bunch of them. And Trump opened that gate in 2016, and now he's letting them loose.
Facts. I agree. And I think that ever since Trump got elected the first time.
Did you see that comment Shifty put in there?
Yeah, I'll get to that one later. I'll get to comments later. But I think that ever since Trump became president, people felt more comfortable with their racism. You know what I mean? And now it's getting to a degree where, and I'm going to show a video too of bro, I was like, what the fuck is going on? But Chris, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's always been there like this. I mean, but not quite. I mean, maybe not as forward as people are with it now. I don't discount the fact that Trump has allowed it. He's championed it, and it's championed under, and please excuse me for saying this, it's championed under a true thing that the United States has, which is free speech. And it's not necessarily about you can't say it. It's not that. This woman, for instance, what this guy just said, she used the N-word in a TikTok video, and then her job fires her. People need to understand, your job doesn't have to give you free speech. Excuse me for this.
Facts.
They don't have to.
I got you.
They don't have to give you free speech. So the fact that anybody came to her rescue about that, they don't even understand how the rules of this country have been forever. Your company has to protect its image. And I don't know a company that makes money that is openly racist. So she makes money because she does this and she gets fired, and then it's championed forward. And I as loud as this is, I still believe this is a huge minority of people doing it. It's just they're allowed to be so vocal about it now. And we didn't used to see it like that. People used to know their place that were like this. So my surrogate parents, my surrogate mom, or just like my second mom kind of thing. She's full-blooded Hawaiian. My second dad is from Compton, okay? But right down the street from their house when I was in high school, there was a guy who had a KKK flag, had a Don't Tread on Me flag, and I'm trying to remember, he had 3 different flags. And that's his right because it was on his property. That's about the biggest out there thing I had seen for years. And now I see that much, much more and in much more frequency. So there is the truth that I think since Trump has become so prominent in government that people feel like I can do this. I can say this now because it is it's the American way and this is how everybody else feels. But I'm going to say it. And it's not the truth. Again, there are much more people right now that are disappointed with Donald Trump than there are people that champion. It's just the champions are so loud.
I agree.
And the only reason why they're loud is they feel like they have to be because they're protecting their champion, their white knight. And I'm not even saying white knight just because of the term white knight and what it means. I literally mean white knight. This is their guy. I would love for somebody to get a 23andMe and just find 1 milli percentage of African blood in Donald Trump. It would be so funny. But I mean, I would see him with like SOS patch trying to scratch it off of him or something. That's how I feel he'd be. I don't know. But the way I feel about this is I hate this because I do understand what the guy said. He feels like that he feels not safe, and I will agree with that. I feel like it's more violent than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ignorance anymore. It's violence. And ignorance is there, but it's like giving a gun to a toddler right now. You've given a gun to a toddler, and toddler doesn't understand what the gun's about. So it goes and does whatever the hell it wants with it. And that's very dangerous. And that's what's going on right now. And it's bad for all of us.
Let me ask you this though, because I gotta do. Did Chris just low key give us like he was from the hood with his Compton?
No, I did not. No. I did not say I was. But no, these guys. Listen, they're my kids' godparents.
Compton, right?
They're my kids' godparents, and these are the people that took me in. And I used to do like deliver papers with them and all that. And he got me a paper route years ago. This guy's. He's my dad now. My dad's been dead. This guy is the next closest thing I have. And I don't like saying it that way because it does come across coming from a white guy. It does come across like that. Oh no, I understand, but no. So I feel bad to see this stuff happen. And I don't know where people went wrong, but it's really bad right now. But I don't think it's a majority. So when people start talking about this Civil War thing, listen, these guys can rise up as much as they want. I think in the long run, there's enough people in this country that would just shut them down. But
JG, what are your thoughts?
Well, being a black Southerner, this is like another Wednesday for me. This is normal. This is everyday life. Like, I know some of you may be surprised.
So wait, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question before you go.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you need to carry sometimes?
I do anyway. I know. Yeah.
This guy. You see, we have one saying.
I live in one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. Yes.
We got one saying he's from Compton. The other one said, "Yeah, I'm about it, nigga. I got my shit. All right, don't mess with me." Okay, that's what we're doing on the show tonight. I got you.
No, I mean, it's just it's what may be shocking for some of you was just everyday life for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The racism, the saying the N-word, that's every day. Right. I mean, it's just normal for me. Not saying it's right at all. No, I don't agree with it at all. But you go into the workplace. I've seen two white people use the N-word to each other more than anything else. After like, who the hell is that talking? Right. And it's like, oh wow, okay. Like it's just
how often has the word been used against you?
Oh, many times.
Yeah,
many times. Especially my senior year in high school, where I transferred to this private school my senior year. I'm going to try to make it real quick. Mm-hmm. And I was one of two black kids at that school. The other one don't count because he was in the 4th grade. And even on the football team, basketball, they used it quite frequently in referencing black people. Then when they see me, like, oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Yes, the fuck you did. Yes, the fuck you did. This is what you guys do every day. But you see me, it's like, you don't want to appear as though you may be racist or a bigot. But yeah, they all are. But yeah, it's just normal everyday life. We just live accordingly.
And Roberto, your experience in hockey was a lot like that, no?
Yep, but come off the ice, they don't say shit.
Right. Pretty much. See, that's the thing, right? And especially here, right? You'll get it like behind closed doors, but when it's in your face, it's like, no, they ain't gonna take that chance to do it. But the difference now is in America, I feel like some of these people feel like it's easier to say it, it's easier to do it. You know what I mean?
No repercussions.
They got the cops backing them up. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
But I hear you guys saying it. But again, this every day here. They say it's kind of a regional thing, right? So where it may be shocking, surprise for some, it's normal for me.
Have you ever wanted to punch someone in the face for it, though?
Oh, I've done it.
Okay,
right?
It's
happened. But you just move on.
And you see, that's where, and I'm sorry, Chris, I'll let you go, and then Eli.
Yeah,
but that's where I get to the point where like sometimes where I'm like, I say we need to fight racism. We need to like stop being ignorant to it. But then when you talk about that, it's like you'll be punching people in the face every day, right?
Pretty much.
There has to be a line to where it's like we defend ourselves in certain ways, but I guess pick your battles. You know what I mean? Type of thing. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up because we punch someone in the face and then you're the angry black man. You see what he did? You see what he did? Oh, you guys let that word affect you and stuff like that.
Exactly.
When you really think of the history of the word, though, you know, like it's not. I get it. It's a word, but it's a word that still to this day they use to hold us down. Go ahead, Chris.
Can I ask a question? I don't mean anything against this. Why use it amongst friends? And I'm speaking directly to you because I know lots of groups that say it to friends. And it's like, I mean, I'm not saying you guys can't. Obviously, you can. And I wonder, do you think that hurts it any?
100%. We talk about it all the time. I think we got to get it out of our music. You know what I mean? Okay. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to people feeling they could say it because we do it, right? Oh, well, if they could say it, then we could do it. You know what I mean? And I remember, I said all the time, there was a time when, remember when Oprah was trying to ban the word? Black people were like, you are out of your mind. You can go and see all these people talking about, I'm going to keep saying the N-word and blah, blah, this and that. And you get to today where I'm like, you know what? As much as I don't like Oprah, she was right.
I just think right now, people who are racist feel emboldened.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like there's a free ticket. And what's going to eventually happen, and JG kind of said this, you're going to get the wrong person who's going to get talked to that way, have somebody in their face, and they're going to kill somebody.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to, and what that would open up is who's really wrong in this situation. Because do I agree that somebody should be killed over it? Maybe not. But I also am a person who says when you do certain things, you should know that you've now opened the door to any consequence. I say it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about police on this show all the time. Not all the time, but you know what I mean. You talk about it a lot. Where I have always taught my kids, I'm like, if you, like, especially my younger son, he gets really mouthy and stuff. I said, listen, if you get pulled over for whatever reason, shut the hell up.
Mouth. Facts.
Deal with it. And if you feel like you were wronged in any way, just keep it up here and then tell me about it or tell somebody else about it later. But
100%.
the thing is, because as soon as you push back or do anything against what they say, and I'm not saying this keeps everybody perfectly safe, because there are asshole cops out there who don't care if you're doing the right thing or not. They will throw you on the ground. They'll do all that. You've had videos and stuff like that. But as soon as you open the door to any sort of consequence, that can escalate and ultimately lead to death.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not it's right or wrong. And that's what I'm afraid is going to happen somewhere, somehow in this whole thing. It is a tinderbox right now, and it's very dangerous.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
There is this old couple. There's this old couple who are attorneys. They had this cool little video about what you should do if you get pulled over or anything like that. Right? The woman gives the question. His answer: shut the fuck up. Cop asks you a question. You shut the fuck up. You're in detaining with your friends. You shut the fuck up. You do not say shit. That's the best advice. You don't say shit. Let's talk to a lawyer.
Hold on. Here's a question I'll ask you, and I want to hear from you guys first, right?
I wanted to make a point about the video and your question about Trump.
I will. Just give me 1 second. Just remember it, because I had a question, and if I don't get it, I'll forget it. So we talked about, cops stopping you and keeping your mouth shut. But what if you feel like they're violating your rights? You know what I mean? Like, because if you know the law, right, they can't do certain things. So you have the right to defend yourself. The only problem is they have the power to say, oh, yeah, well, you defending yourself, you're getting arrested. You know what I mean? Roberto, I want to hear your thoughts on that first.
Well, you know your rights, but you also know reality. And if you don't know reality, reality is a bitch that will slap you.
Yeah.
Now, there's ways to address things, you know, keeping your mannerism down. Okay, officer, yes, I understand I was, you know, speeding. I'm admitting to it. Let me get my ticket and go. If you know you did it, why are you trying to argue it? Especially if you know you're a certain race, the outcome is not the same. You know, and I can only speak for how it is here. I don't know how it is there. But I'll tell you this.
Go ahead.
I am afraid to go to the U.S. because I have tattoos on my arm that could resemble, you know, I was just having this talk with my wife last night. I have tattoos on my arms that they could mistaken for gang shit. Now, she goes, just show them your papers. Babe, do you think everybody walks with their papers? Like, I'm a citizen. Why would I need to walk with my papers, right? When we're on vacation, I'm kind of paranoid to walk with my passport. I think I leave it in the safe.
Right.
Right?
Because you might lose it or some shit. Yeah.
So they grab
You
me.
might be like that. You might be like the woman who was on vacation and ICE arrested her.
Exactly. And they're not going to say, oh, he's Canadian, send him back to Canada. They're going to think I'm in a gang and send me to El Salvador. What representation do I have there to get out? Hey, I'm Canadian. Yeah, we're all Canadian. You know what I mean? So why would I even put myself in that situation? And how many other people are thinking just like me?
Well, a lot of Canadians.
Like, Nzo, did you ever fathom that the world would come to this? Like,
no.
Racism hasn't disappeared. No one's, you know, I'll never doubt you on that, Chris. Racism has always been around, but there's degrees to everything. And I don't think it's ever been this hot. I would rather get water sprayed and bit by a dog than fucking shot dead.
Yeah.
Or deported to some country where I can't speak their language and they're all murderers.
I feel you. Eli, what were your thoughts? You said you wanted to go back to the video.
Yeah. First thing, the video. Yeah, I got 2 points. First thing, the video. I watched the video on Viral Mike's pre-show politics a couple weeks ago, and we actually talked a little bit about this. Basically, the guy that his commentary does make a good point, but he left out one key part of the interview when Pierce asked her point blankly, "Are you racist?" And she said, "Yes."
Oh yeah, 100%.
She admitted yeah. I mean, that would have been on point if we would have included that part in that video. I'm like, okay, come on. I know you're going to play it. It's in there. I was waiting for that moment to come up. I'm like, oh, man, come on. She actually fucking admitted being a racist instead of going all around it like he was kind of clipping, like it was kind of clipped together. I'm like, in case anybody does not know.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You got to check your mic, bro. It's chipping out a bit.
Sorry.
It sound like aliens abducted you or something.
Yeah. You started off good and then it started going and I'm like, okay. But to your point, right? And I think to Roberto's point, it's like back in the day, people weren't really too inclined to admit they were racist, especially on like a podcast or something, other than if you're like a fucking Nick Fuentes type of fucking dude who proudly runs around saying he's a racist. But most people don't really do that. Now they feel no way to run out and say they're racist, and then they try to bring this black fatigue fucking shit that pissed me off when we talked about that shit a few weeks ago. You know what I mean? So it's like Roberto said, people feel like it's easier now to be a racist. You know what I mean? It's like I'm just gonna be a racist and nothing's gonna happen to me. There's no consequences. This bitch got fired from her job, right? And I remember because I didn't realize the TikTok video was her. But when the TikTok video first came out, she said the N-word. She got fired from her job, and then she got on these fucking tours and started making money off of being a fucking racist. What are we doing?
And that's
here?
why during that Pierce interview, when she said, "Hey, just say it now," and that black dude stopped, I was like, "Dude, why did you stop? I wanted her to say it." I wanted her to say.
Yeah.
Oh,
ahead,
can I say my second point now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I believe that people are being more freedom to freely be able to be racistly open because of what their fearless leader Trump has done. He is basically making police unaccountable for their actions. Basically, if somebody has a yes, he has.
Let him finish this.
I want to
I
point
know the
something
letter,
out.
so I want to hear some context what he's saying.
Yeah. Let him finish first.
Context, please. Okay, context. If a police officer, if somebody gets unalive in during an arrest or in police custody, that police officer cannot be held accountable because they are doing their line of duty. This is what is being proposed.
Yeah, that's the immunity that Trump wants to put out there.
If he proposes that, that's fine, but that's not going to happen. And I don't care what you want to say about it. That's gonna be another thing that he tries to push through. It's going to go through the courts. No, listen, it's going to go through the courts.
I believe it was Jordan.
No, I thought they already signed the executive order for that.
No,
yeah, I believe it was done by Jim Jordan. He's trying to make sure that they cannot be held liable by civil lawsuits either. That's what he's trying to do.
One at a time. Go ahead, Chris.
Cannot sign an executive order that changes any sort of a law. That changes a law stating that each individual situation that is investigated, because if a police officer shoots a suspect, it gets investigated. Doesn't matter if they find out that it's right or wrong. That is the way it has to be done. You cannot change a law. The law states that any sort of situation that's a shooting, making somebody unalive, any of those things, it is still handled the same way. So like if I shoot somebody and that person ends up out dead, I will be investigated. But if they come back and say, wait a minute, the guy was breaking into his house, he had the right to do this, it's going to be handled the same way. You cannot change that law process. Again, Trump wants to do things, but he has no concept of rules. He has no concept of the Constitution. And what happens is he tries to push something through, and then somebody says, wait a minute, this isn't right, goes to court, and then it sits in court, which means it can't go forward. So he tries this all the time.
And when the Supreme Court, he ignores the Supreme Court as well, dude.
Well,
I'm agreeing with you.
I you know what? That's perfectly fine. It's
Trump's
not
newest executive orders.
Thank you. There it is.
Cops and flirts with martial
I was about to give you a link for that, man. I was looking for it right now. Thank you.
I remember signing it too because
the new order,
yeah,
affectionately allows police to get away with murder, and it's just the beginning. Holding police officers,
ICE, and another authority. He gave 3 of them.
DHS, ICE, what else? Regular police officer, DHS, and ICE, I believe.
But it's funny because Project 2025, that was in there. That's what we discussed. Yeah. We talked about it before he was elected. We broke down all of the fucking things that 2025 had to do, and we didn't break down everything, but the list that they gave us, and he is checking them off one by one by one. He is getting them all done. And what I heard, and to Chris's point, with Trump signing the executive orders, it means he can bypass the courts. Now, you're right. It will eventually have to go to courts and the judges can block it or whatever, but he's doing it right away so that it bypassed the courts. He gets it right away and then they deal with it later. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. That is the problem with what he does. It's a blitz move. But I guarantee you're not going to find in most places anywhere where anybody's willing to do this that wasn't going to do this to begin with. I mean, and if you know what I mean, I'm saying that, and what I was trying to state is that just because a police officer hears that they might get impunity for these things, most police officers will not do that. The bad ones are very few and far between.
I agree. I can agree with that.
But the problem is like with anything, and you kind of alluded to it, that somebody calls you the N-word and you go and punch them, the first thing they say, look, it's the angry black man right there. And that's the same thing. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's those people make the loudest noise. And again, just like this whole racial stuff, it's the people, a small minority group. But the thing is it's so loud and it's so in your face that it looks so big. And because most people are not that way. Most people are not racist. That when we see it, it jars everyone.
I'm just curious.
That's
to know
why
how
it's a
we
huge
know it's
problem.
A small minority group.
Go ahead.
That group is a lot larger than we want to believe, and we
keep
applying this label small minority group. I'm not saying you in general, Chris. I'm just saying I've heard this before, and that gives it less attention, so it could grow bigger. Oh, like that cancer you have, it's not going to spread. I'm going to give you.
I get where you're coming from. When I say small could be 3 million people in the United States. I'm not stating that it's like 10 people. I mean, it's a large group of people. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not. The problem is with Trump in office.
Go ahead, Roberto. You're going to say something?
It's been allowed to get loud. When before somebody who might say the N-word that looks like me might have stopped and said, wait a minute, man, I know I'm going to hear it from somebody if I say this word. Now they're like, well, screw it. Trump's in office. I'm going to call every MFN that N-word every time I see him, because that's what they are. And because that's what he or she thinks up here. That's what they think. And now they feel, like I said, emboldened. And that makes that voice is so loud because it's so in your face.
It's different now because it's people in power.
Well, and that too. I will totally agree with that.
Right up front. Like, you see that girl that made you watch? Did you like her? Ford, Abby.
100%. The girl from CNN, the black girl.
Abby asked a direct question to that clown I told you, Trump's cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
You're making reference of white farmers being killed in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember
what
that.
What about the black farmers? And he went right back to the white
farmers.
You have a problem with the 50-odd people that were led into the U.S., the white people. He totally discarded that his fake news information that he put out there, that white farmers are being killed, are actually black farmers that are being killed.
Yep.
And you know what?
You're talking about, I was just going to point this out. Go ahead. It's kind of like talking about Putin. Russia claims to be free, but Putin was a card-carrying communist. These people that we brought over from South America, from what I've read, they are remnants of apartheid. And that right there, it's like, so what are we doing? We're turning away, and I'm not going to get into
I know where you're going.
I'm not going to talk about the rights and wrongs of illegal immigration, but we're turning away people in general from places that real horror stories are going on, and we're trying to kick people out who came to this country with. Think about what the Statue of Liberty says. We're kicking those people out, but we're bringing in the people like you guys are talking about. It's ridiculous. This is the thing. And then like the guy
to that race war that's trying to come about.
I understand. And then you got this guy, and I'm sorry, I forget his name, but the one that was deported, and we can't bring him back because it's out of our hands.
Garcia.
They waited until and I knew that was going to happen. Now I'm sure that he'll get plenty of good legal representation because I know somebody's going to come up and say, I'm going to defend you on this. They're going to try to call him out for something that he probably didn't do.
Did you hear the alleged charges there? The reason why they are bringing him back, Department of Justice found, for transporting, basically he was being an Uber driver.
And look, all of a sudden we have charges against him. Now he shows up. It's like, wait a minute, you either do or don't. And we had an arrest warrant. It says, well, wait a minute. If you have an arrest warrant, isn't that just as good as his citizenship papers? Or I think, I don't know. Was he born here? I don't know if he was naturalized or if he was born here. Do you
No,
know
he was not born here. He was not born here.
He's a naturalized citizen. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you have papers. He went through the immigration process. He went through the citizenship process. He is now a citizen of the United States. He had papers. Is that not as good as a freaking arrest warrant? I mean, it's like saying, "Yo, you have one of our people. Bring them back. You have to give them back to us. They belong here." But
The answer is yes and no, Chris, because ICE and police have been reported that no, this ID looks fake. You're still coming with us. So people with paperwork and IDs,
that is the real problem right now.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say this real quick before you guys continue.
That's fine.
What the fucking white power people them did to us in Africa, I got no sympathy if they're taking their country back, and if they happen to be killing a few white people to do so fucking be it. Because after all they did, after all they put, Roberta, we seen the video. Now I know it's American slavery, right? But they were just as ruthless to black people in Africa, right? Those white Africans. You guys seen fucking the Stephen Biko movie? You know the story.
There's a town in Africa where
black people can go to.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Unheard of. Imagine a town in Spain where Spaniards can't go.
Yeah, exactly.
Or France where French can't go. Like, how is that possible?
Or telling white people they're not allowed to go into Compton or something like that. You know what I mean? Like white people aren't allowed to go in there.
Why can I go?
It's a little different.
I'm a taxpayer. Why can I go?
This is your country, not a borough, not a town. Your fucking country.
Yeah. That's our country. You know what I mean? And you controlling our country and telling us where and when we can go. So I'm sorry. If they happen to run them white people out of there and they do by killing a few people, it's no skin off of my back, right? Because of what you have done. You know, all the shit. They literally have fucking China buying up all of Africa. Africa's going to be, if it's not already, owned by the Chinese.
Not just that, look at Jamaica, look at
they're buying land here.
Yeah, but they'll never but they'll never own it like they will like those third world countries.
Well, this is what they're doing though. They'll marry an African woman. Mm-hmm. That way they get all the property, they get all the stuff goes to them. So they're what's the word? I remember Braveheart, Long Chase called it prima nocta, first night, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We can't get them out, we'll breed them out. That's kind of looks like what they're doing. There you go. Thank you, La.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. It's fucking crazy. So I personally, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? You can clip it. I don't care. I don't care.
Just recently, I'm assuming it's fucking true, but didn't he just recently come to the U.S., visit Trump, and show Trump that his grandfather was born in Germany?
Cool.
Yeah, that was funny. He gave him the copy of his grandfather's birth certificate.
He came with a fucking huge plaque, in a frame, smiling. Onzo, you have to see he's fucking laughing, showing the world that you're not even American, Donald. You're fucking German.
Wow.
Nobody's
face. Here's the kicker. He did that after Trump tried to diss him when he said, talk about freedom, not about we had the worst of it, and after the German president said, "Yeah, we did it, the free of Nazis or Nazi oppression." Then after he corrected him and put him to shame, like, "Oh yeah, one more thing, Donald."
So the problem here is that I think maybe not all Americans, but a great majority of Americans, especially the ones who are racist, speak of this white. Well, they speak of the white power, and I'm like, you know what? I'll tell you this. I'd love to see this. Before you can become a member of the KKK, they need to give a 23andMe or whatever the hell DNA thing. And if you have 1 ounce of anything that is not considered pure white, which I don't even think there is really anything like that, because I'm sorry. There is no family in this world after millions of years or hundreds of thousands of years, however long humans have been there. There's never been there's no chance in hell that you are pure white.
Person. Yeah,
and not only that, but there is no such thing as a pure American.
Didn't everybody come from
Pure
Africa and
Americans
just sent?
were Native Americans,
Yes.
and even they are more brown of skin.
Yes.
It's the Europeans that came over here and brought white people, and it boggles the mind how people think this stuff. One of my favorite movies of all time, but it's very hard for me to watch, and even though it's one of the best movies I've ever seen, is American History X. And what I love about that is that the main character of it ends up flipping what his thoughts are by the end of it, and he still can't save his brother from the end of it because he turned his brother into him, and that's exactly what this does.
Yes.
Some people might realize they're wrong and stop and try to get people to see better light, but once that word gets out, once you spread the seed, what is it? One bad intention.
What up, Jedi?
Takes 1,000 good intentions to reverse. So that one bad seed is really hard to get out.
Rid of. Yeah. No,
And here's the thing. Hopefully, we only have about another year and a half of this, and at midterms, hopefully it flips and a lot of things get changed. If not, then we have to hope by 4 years or 3 years left that he's out, and that we don't fight something then.
That he doesn't do some shit that he stays in there.
Exactly. So let's play. Well, his daddy Putin is doing that. I mean, he signed something saying we're not going to have any elections because it's too dangerous for anybody but me to be in power.
The U.S. is allegedly on high alert right now because of Iran.
I even watched a video where some dude tried to run and he's in jail. Putin put his ass in jail for even just trying to run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no.
But hopefully, if it is 3 years from now, it's going to take at least 3 presidential cycles to try to get back to maybe what we were back when Obama was in. I'm not going to get into politics here because I'm not a full-blooded, hardcore liberal. I probably lean more to a conservative side, but this is ridiculous crap. And to even call somebody like Trump a Republican, I mean, he has nothing to do with what the Republicans stand for. And I can't. And luckily, we're seeing some of these guys actually start to say, "Whoa, wait a minute, I don't know about that." And I'm hoping, and I don't want to see this because it is getting bad and it's getting ridiculous. But the harder and crazier stuff he tries to push, the more people start realizing, "Wait a minute, what are we doing here?" And that, I think, will breed something where the people that are not complete morons will start to see that what he's breeding. I mean, again, we have somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene in Congress. This woman,
oh my God,
couldn't sneeze an ounce of smarts.
I couldn't stand.
I love how she gets corrected so many times on the record.
And she talks out of her ass, which is her mouth, by the way. Yeah. And she has no clue. How did we get to a point in the United States where we have somebody like that in there? We've had racists in Congress. Don't get me wrong. We have.
Yeah.
But they weren't so openly and blatantly stupid about it.
Hey, PM, how you doing? How you doing? He said, are you standing on the right side of history? Well, we definitely hope we are. You know what I mean? I think
the right side of history is the humanitarian side of history. What's best for the people, not the color of skin or anything like that. It's what's best for everyone. As history has gone on, humans have learned certain things are right and wrong. And again, Roberto said it. I'm not sure if we'll ever see a day where, well, I know none of us will. I know this. None of us will ever see a day where racism is gone. We can only hope that as a people, we can teach others a way that eventually maybe it's gone. I'm not hopeful of that. I would like to think it can happen. When we get people like this come around every once in a while, I mean, think about how long after Hitler it took to change things. And now here we are talking about Jews being accosted again. I mean,
so what I'll say is I'm a little bit more hopeful because of you, because I think the younger generations aren't as racist as our older generations are.
I agree with that.
So I what I'm hoping is that, you know, they can be the change that we need. You know what I mean? That's what I want.
And you said it right there. And this is something I've always talked about. I think the United States needs to set some rules. Like if you are going to be, let's just say 75, if you aren't if you're going to turn 75 before an election, you can't be president.
Oh, there definitely has to be
change those rules. 2.
Yeah, there has to be age limits there. Go ahead.
Sorry. Kids are basically, racism is not learned, it's taught.
Yeah,
you gotta
100%.
remember. You remember, children spend most of their time in school. Okay, and now the Trump administration is directing schools, saying, "Okay, you can do this," and it's passed the state legislature, which means they can be taught Trump history. The one I forgot what state it is. Somebody can look it up, please. One state passed mandate that the education now, the kids will be taught that the 2020 election was stolen. It's one state passed this legislation that the kids will be taught this.
Yeah, but you see, but here's the thing though, Eli, right? If you have a good household, it doesn't matter what they teach you in school, right?
Exactly.
If you have a good home, if you have family, you know, again, like
I have no kids, so I have no kids, so I don't understand. Chris, you're a parent. Roberta, you're a parent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, no, it's 100%. It all starts at home. It all starts at home, and that's why we say it's not like it's taught. Racism is taught, right? Because you learn that from home. You learn that from your parents. So some kids are able to break free from it 100%. I think majority of them are breaking free from it now than they used to. But at one point, it's taught at home. So whatever you teach in school, if you're home, like the stuff they teach in school, if you're teaching your kids properly, then it doesn't matter what they're teaching in school.
I think,
you know what I mean?
I think one thing Elihu needs to realize about that, it's Oklahoma, by the way. So yay, Midwest again. Like they mentioned this lady that said the N-word on TikTok. She was from Missouri. Yay, us. You know, it's like, I admit I'm in a very bad part of the world. I live in a city though. So the city is primarily liberal. So I at least feel like it's not horrible here, but, here's the problem not the problem. Here's the thing you got to remember, Elihu. They can say they're going to teach that, but then the state's going to have to print those books because there's no history book makers that are going to print that. Just like Google's pushed back on the Gulf of the USA or whatever the hell they want to call it.
Mexico.
And here's the thing. Everybody says, well, Apple changed it. No, Apple changed it if you zoom in on it. When you zoom out, it goes back to the Gulf of Mexico. And that's how stupid people like Trump are. They see it on there and they're like, oh, great, here it is. Zoom out, idiot. And then it says Gulf of Mexico again. So what? You didn't get it what you wanted. It's just for the stupid idiots in the United States that want to see it.
They missed a good opportunity by not calling it MAGA. You know,
I'm gonna get to JG. Hold on, I'm gonna get to JG because JG hasn't said much in a while. I just want to make this comment.
If I keep talking, I can't get.
You said, and let's talk about this. People excuse their inhumane views on what is legal. There are horrible things that were legal and that didn't make it morally right. Slavery and segregation were legal. 100%. I agree with you 100%. JG, go ahead.
Yeah, so hey, you guys talk about so much stuff. Let me go back a little bit. Early when I said that, you know, N-word, racism, prejudice, all stuff's normal for me every single day.
Yes, Mike, we do want to hear what JG
I have been
has to
good
say.
on your wife for the longest. Don't make me. I will go in. Don't make me.
Why do you think I'm shutting up? I'm letting him speak. I want to hear.
Yeah, we want to hear what JG has to say. Go ahead, JG.
Yeah, so of course I came out during the Clinton administration, right? That's the earliest as far as politics I can remember. But I really started noticing, you know, the staunch racists when Obama got elected. Because when he got elected, it was, oh, the world is coming to an end, you know, and all the Aryan brother and all stuff, they all started getting their guns and started doing all that other stuff, you know, getting together. That's when I started noticing it, right? And I don't think we can always hope to end racism, but it's never going to end. Ever. It's just, you just have to learn how to just, quote centers, be kind to one another, right? Take in our differences and accept them and just live. And until that happens, until that old mindset of you against me is done and over with, this is what we're going to always deal with. Politics, I mean, it's, we can go back to when they showed the Birth of a Nation in the White House, right? And how that viewing, the KKK number just went up crazy. Right? So there's always been some form of racism in the White House in politics. Some people act on it. Some people just verbalize it. The problem is it's a lot of talking. I say this every time on the O.O.C. There's a lot of talking from both sides. No one is doing anything about anything. Right? The right does something. What does the left say? See, they're wrong, blah, blah, blah. The left does something. What does the right say? Oh, they're wrong for this. Okay, what are we going to do about it? Nothing's been done. So hopefully Trump is out of here, right? But then again, I don't see anybody from the left winning the next election. I really think we're going to see a lot more independents coming out. And the independent may win this next election. And they can go either way.
Only with support fully backed by whatever side. It's the only way independent. And that's the problem. And to your point here, and maybe why I said I don't think we're ever going to see the end of racism is that I guess, and I don't mean this is any disrespect to you guys, but racism isn't just about black and white. It is a myriad of other things, and it's prejudice primarily that we have, like people who use the R word when they're talking about people who have mental disorders and things like that. The way that some people treat Jews, the way that some people treat, Hispanic or Latino. I mean, it goes down so far that, even when we talk about somebody who is overweight, it can go that far. It's like, how many things do you have to get past before that type of thing goes away? Now, again, as long as, and I think Elihu said it, as long as one person's left to teach it, as long as one person teaches one other person about it, it's going to keep going. And I would love to think it's going to go away, but I don't think it will. And unfortunately, we're just at a point in time where it's like this fashion thing. I mean, the Roaring 20s have come back with a vengeance in a black and white culture. It's horrible because it shouldn't be like that. I mean,
I think
I didn't realize.
racism.
Go ahead.
I want to say something real fast to bounce on what Chris was saying. It also goes with one of the comments. You should keep your politics out of Star Wars, like kind of keep politics out of Star Trek. Star Trek. Well, Roddenberry's idea of Star Trek is basically humanity's free from all this racist, prejudice, poverty, all this stuff. But you got to remember, hey, hang on. You got to remember, in DS9 they brought back human racism. They expand that thing, and people's like, nobody cared about that anymore. Now this talked in one little hint a bit. Everybody bitches and complains like, oh no, they're talking about this the real life shit in my sci-fi. Cut this stuff out. We don't need this anymore. This never happened before. Like, people don't realize the subtlety of this stuff that actually gets through. People don't realize the subtlety of this stuff that actually gets through. You just kind of nonchalantly go, okay, I like this. Then when you actually hear one of your quote unquote friends discuss how quote unquote woke this was, you're like, oh, wait a minute, she was a little badass. Those muscles were a little too big on her. Yeah, stop paying attention to other people's shit and bring your own personal opinion. You had that first opinion you had, but when you saw, oh, this was good, yeah, stick to that. Don't be judgmental and be what's it called, a clone, a sheep, and try to go along with the masses to get along with people. If you feel something is really cool, admit it's cool. Don't just go along with the masses like one other YouTuber, Gary, complaining about Star Trek Picard getting woke it's being all racist and stuff. He had Terry Metalis on the show, and all of a sudden, he loves Picard. See, he's a fucking sheep. Do not be like this guy. Shall I say his name, Anzo?
Doesn't matter.
You all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. And I just want to read this. I think racism will defeat it one day, but unfortunately, we probably won't see it. Well, you're right.
No.
We probably won't see it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think it's kind of good that at least we can kind of hope that one day it will go away. Like never completely, but to the point where it's not as prominent as it is today. So,
well, that's the thing. It's horrible right now because again, it's so in your face. These are people that 10, 15 years ago were saying this in their living room. Maybe they fly a flag and you knew they were racist because you heard them grumble about it every once in a while. Well, now these people go to town halls or they go out in the grocery store and they're the ones that like to carry, the AKs and all that stuff out in public. The ones walking the streets trying to say, I'm here to protect the people because of all these nasty ends who are going to come out and have these protests and they're going to throw and try to loot and all that. These people are emboldened right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they are dangerous.
Since you talked about looting, we are going to get into the next topic because we've been on this one a little bit long and it was a fire topic. I definitely appreciate you guys coming in here. But the next topic that we have is the LA riots. Now, if you guys don't know, there's a lot of LA riots going on and it has to do with ICE, right? And one thing that I've noticed, and I've seen a lot of, videos on X and stuff, that the brown people are kind of complaining that the black people aren't really protesting with them. And I'm just like, this is not our fight, right? We've had our fights. We have our fights. We're going to fight for certain things and but you guys heard everything that Trump said he was going to do. You still went on TV and we're voting for Donald Trump. Yay, Donald Trump. And now you're getting what he said he was going to do, and you want us to help? Not to mention the fact that Trump is now sending in the National Guards, right? He's sending them for the protesters.
And the Marines.
Sending the Marines for the protesters.
National Guard is already on the boots on the ground. National Guard, Marines are just hanging out in the warehouse.
That is unbelievably crazy to me. And I just want to play this video real quick.
Is it the last one I sent you?
No, not you.
Oh,
not you.
Oh,
I got one.
No, I sent one.
Elihu. Not everything's about you. There's only enough room for real egos like mine and Anzo's.
Oh, 100%. So a lot of the things that are going on when it comes to the protests, right? Listen to this video.
I feel at this point, everyone's probably pretty aware about what's happening in Los Angeles with the ICE raids, with the protests that are happening. And as is inevitable, with that going on, you have some people who are making posts or videos saying things like this.
All the little would-be revolutionaries out there trying to fight the feds and protests in LA today. Yes, there's hundreds of you, possibly even thousands, but what you're forgetting is there's tens of millions of us that voted for exactly this.
This is exactly what we voted for, complete with standard issue Karen Cutt. And she's not the only one saying this. To be clear, she's just the example I'm using. So, in response to her and anyone who feels this way, I want to play two little video clips really quickly. Here is the first one.
Proceso. Sin embargo, está acompañada por el niño.
That is a woman being detained in front of her child, crying and hysterical because she's going to be separated from her child, and her child is forced to have to try and comfort her, not to mention witness all of that. That's the first clip. Let me play you the second one. Now, for those who no habla español and didn't understand what she is saying, she kept saying, my son is in school, my son is in school. Because she dropped her son off at school, and now she's worried about who's going to get him. Who's going to pick up my son from school? She's picturing her child standing in the car line, everyone else.
I'm going to get to that
teachers
comment in a
huddled around
second,
him,
PM.
trying to reach her and her not answering, and them trying to figure out what they're supposed to do with this kid. Not to mention her son standing there wondering where his mother is. And the thing that both of those clips have in common is that both of those women got picked up at immigration court. You know, doing it the legal way. That thing that so many of you say, we just want you to do it the legal way. They were trying to. They were given a court date. They showed up for it. And then they're just being kicked out and separated from their children. Now, if you can watch those two clips and still say, this is what I voted for, cool, but you are not a patriot. Don't call yourself an American. What you are is a shitty person who wrongfully believes the only way that you can have more is if others have less. And if you were saying like, hey, those billionaires should have less, so I should have more, that's kind of not a problem. But you targeting those who have the least as your way of getting more is shitty. It's not shitty to say you want a safe border. It's not shitty to say you had a problem with how Biden handled the border. I know people on the left who had a problem with that. That is not what's shitty. But if you can look at this far swing to the other direction and be okay with it just because it accomplishes some things that you want, you're not a good person.
Right. So I'll get to that in a second, but I did want to answer this. He said, you're talking about very specific people. There were black people for Trump and Latinos for Trump. There's always those type, but they weren't the majority. 100%. And those are the ones I'm talking about. Even the black ones that were voting for Trump, even those clowns, right? You have these clowns all over X and all over social media, and I think they're clowns. 100% I think they're clowns. So yeah, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about those specific ones who begged for this, right? Begged for Trump to be this in power, and then now you're getting what you begged for, right? That's the thing. He said, that was a product. Okay, it's talking to Dewan. The first rule of war is to separate and conquer. When black and brown people allow ourselves to be separated, we're easily manipulated. 100%. I agree with you 100%. And that's the thing that I say about all of us, right? Minorities, that we do need to stand together instead of fighting each other. Black people need to stop fighting each other, stand together. It's never going to happen, right? Because the system is what keeps us divided. Right? That's what they want to do, because at the end of the day, we outnumber them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we outnumber them. So it's definitely there to try and keep people separated. But what we do on this show here is we try to look, Chris, Eli, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just about our voices. We try to get everybody's voices involved. We want to hear what everybody has to say, because I think at the end of the day, we all have the same common enemy. We absolutely do.
What I find funny, I mean, I don't find it funny. I guess it's just a euphemism. What I find interesting about this is we've come to the point where police body cams and all that have caught many police officers over time planting drugs in black men's cars or anybody. I mean, like all the stuff we have seen because of body cams and stuff. And that's called entrapment, right? Well, what do you call, like you just said, when you go to court, you're given a court date. This is almost as bad as getting a letter in the mail saying, hey, you just won a free TV. You just got to show up this address and we'll give it to you. Well, that's okay if you have a warrant for your arrest. They've done that before. But this is somebody who believes I'm going to legally show up to court to a place to plead a case of why either I need to be in the United States or, hey, I am going through the legal process the right way. I am going for citizenship. I'm going to my classes, whatever. That's why they go to these immigration courts. Or because maybe they are here illegally and they're trying to fight for a reason to stay. And we can discuss that for days. He's right. There have been many things with immigration that have been handled poorly. over the past 20, 30 years. And it's not just one person who's done it. It has been a systematic ignoring of certain things that has gotten us to this point. That doesn't mean that when somebody shows up to a court date given by the courts, that you can then go in and get them and legally arrest them because you know they're going to be there. That's called entrapment because they don't have a warrant for their arrest.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to make it so if you wanted to take an illegal immigrant out of court or at the courthouse, if we made them have to get a warrant, like if they think you have drugs in your house, they have to prove enough to show that they have to have this, or they need to go and search your house, you know that they probably wouldn't even put the effort forth that they're doing right now because there's nobody saying, wait, you should have a warrant. No, right now, everything is being left to you say that they don't belong here so you can go pick them up because of the way they look. And if they show you papers or if they show you they're here legally, then you can say, well, that doesn't look legal to me. That looks like a fake. So now we're going to charge you with falsified documents. And now we have a reason to hold you indefinitely. And then,
because I want to hear Roberto and JG.
And then right now, they're just throwing them onto random planes to get them out of here so they can throw their hands up and say, well, I'm sorry. You're right. That's our bad. We're sorry. We should have given them that court date, but we didn't. And we can't do anything about it now because now they're in El Salvador. Mm-hmm. And we don't have any say there. Wait, stop. We have an arrest warrant for this guy. So let's bring him back. It's like, again, this is people.
Chris, I gotta let other people go, you know.
I know this. Well, I'm gonna get off here right after this.
Please do it privately.
We're dealing with people who are just writing whatever rule they want as they go because that's just what they want to do. And we were going through this, 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. He was doing this 6 years ago. It's just he's ramping it up now.
Absolutely. JG. First off, I want to say this. PM said, I do commend that you aren't afraid to discuss these topics. There aren't a lot of big creators that are afraid. Afraid isn't good. Yeah, we're definitely not afraid to go after these topics. I'm glad I don't really think I'm that big of a channel at all, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, it's off our chest. We got something to get off our chest. We're going to do it. It doesn't matter what the topic is. We're not scared to discuss these things. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we need, because without healthy conversation, you're never going to get past any of these topics. There has to be conversation. You know what I mean? I wish we were a lot bigger for a bigger audience to have these conversations. But at the end of the day, the people that come in here and agree with us and want to hear our opinions on certain things, we appreciate it. We really do. JG.
So first off, that video that you make great points. I also want to see if he ever did a video where you saw a black mother who committed a crime or some type of offense get ripped away from their kid. Their kid was screaming and crying, saying, hey, I want my mommy. I want to also see if he did videos on that as well, because it happens far too much. A lot of these laws have been in place. It just hasn't been acted on. I remember when Obama was sending ICE and doing this thing, he did it quietly, which I thought was the right way to do it, without all this drama that we're seeing. Immigration reform should have been done a long time ago. That's one of the big issues. A long time ago. Left and right both had chances to do something about immigration reform. Neither one of them did anything. Right? You open the borders, but don't set anything up to where, what if something goes wrong like this situation? And I've said over and over again on the O.O.C, because the left didn't do what they were supposed to do when they had the power, we're dealing with this fool right now. And the people who are protesting, don't think the person next to you isn't the one snitching, saying, hey, he's an illegal right there. He's an illegal right there. Because we have a saying in our community, all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yeah, 100%.
So please, everybody who's protesting, please, I applaud you. Do your thing, but please be careful and don't play into Trump's hand because he wants violence to happen, so he can put those Marines out
100%.
there what he wants to do. Don't play into their hands.
And one thing to say, Mike, you are correct. I wasn't saying it's a riot. That's what they call it, right? We all know they're protesting. We all know what they're doing, right? I just put that because that's what they're calling it, you know? And they did it the same thing with BLM. You know what I mean? When we were protesting George Floyd, there were riots. They didn't consider them protests. They said we were rioting. They Antifa and all of this stuff. So they it's a narrative that they use.
But hey, Nzo, remember they said January 6th were peaceful terrorists.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Really quick, I just wanted to say I got to run, but I do want to point out that my little tag underneath my name here, the USA is MIA right now. It's people in the United States, and I know that there's a greater number of people who don't feel this is right, and more each day are starting to see this. There are things that need to be done, but there's a right way to do it. And I think that's what we're starting to see is this is the wrong way to do it. Absolutely. And I think that for the sake of our country, we all need to stand up and say, hey, you know, this isn't it. And the only way to do that is to write your congressman or your congress ladies and even at the state level, hit everybody up that you possibly can and say, what the fuck is going on here? Even if you are somebody who voted for Trump and you don't feel this is right, you can say it. Listen, it's okay that you voted for him. You have every right to vote for the man. But one, you should have seen this coming because, like Nzo said, it lets you know. I mean, they didn't hide this, but if you don't like this and you voted for him, there's nothing wrong coming back and saying, I was wrong. I voted wrong, but hey, I have to live with that choice now. You can still write your Congress people. You can still write the White House. Listen, especially white people, go write the White House because what is he going to do to you? I mean, really, he's got to prove something against you. But, you know, it's like, people need to make the voice louder than the other voice that's out there. That's the big thing. So, anyways, I got to run. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for popping in, Chris. Tell the people where your channel, where they can find you.
Real Review 3000, Chaos Central, of course, with Nzo and Danny. First Monday every first 3 weeks. Every Monday we do our shows. Next week is my show. And then I do stuff on Honstar YT, and I'm on other places here and there. Just depends. But yeah, no, thank you very much for having me on, guys.
Later.
Yeah, you guys stay safe up there in Canada, and JG. Don't hit anybody. Don't hit anybody.
I'm a lover, not a fighter, Chris. Those days are gone.
Peace.
So before I get to what I want to say about JG, Mike said, holy smokes, JG said something that was true for once, but it's right. Immigration is broken, but if they fix it, they're no longer allowed to run on that platform. 100%. But here's the thing I wanted to say to something, JG, you said, right? Because you said, did he do videos on a black woman that did a crime?
Yeah, I was just curious. I was curious about it.
Yeah, no, I know. But what I'm saying is the ones that he showed, they weren't doing any crimes. They were doing it the right way. They were going to court to try and get their papers, and they come out of court and get detained. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's messed up. That's wrong.
That's the
I didn't hear that part.
Right?
That's my fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the difference, right? It's not like they were illegal. And that's what I think is happening, where a lot of people who are doing it the right way are getting to. There's that Cuban singer that said he had 10 days to leave America. And I think he was like, he had his papers and entered stuff like that. So
yeah,
I think that's. Yeah, so I think that's what the biggest problem is, that not that he's just getting illegals out, because that's what he ran on, that's what people want, but it's people who are trying to do it the right way that are still getting fucked and sent away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I said these reforms should have been done a long time ago. Newsom, I hear you talking, I agree with you, but bro, you should have been the first in line to try to push for immigration reform. You guys should have been putting this shit together a long time ago, because it takes a long time for this shit to get done.
And I think we talked about
he was working with the Biden administration. Then he was hoping to work with the Trump administration. That's why he was all rubbly-dovey, being nice to him at first. And all of a sudden, Trump turned his back on him, and okay, he doesn't want to help California anymore.
Yeah, and I need to get Roberto's thoughts on this, but I just
He
want
was
to say
trying.
one thing. Isn't Trump's wife an immigrant?
Yep, she need to go too.
Roberto, what are your thoughts?
Shit. I've been a fucking bystander for too long, man.
Chris does take up a lot of air, bro.
Yeah, Chris talked a lot, man. I still want to say something
Love you,
about
Chris,
this.
but man, you talk too damn much, bro.
Yeah.
LA riots. Okay. How many people
Hey,
were there the
Tamika.
first day? 200 people?
I think so, yeah.
Traffic was flowing. Not a
Mhm.
thing was going on. And this man is talking about a riot on TV. Live. The thing that we know is going to happen, you mentioned a very good thing, BLM. I believe they're sending people in there to disrupt.
Oh, 100%.
And the fact that they're saying Democrats are doing it. This is a mockery of the whole fucking system. This is not politics anymore. This is a schoolyard fight. And they're playing with people's lives while they're doing it. This man has no respect for anything but what he wants to do. Chris is talking about there's laws, there's this. That don't mean shit. We see it every day. It's evident. It's evident. I have never witnessed this in life. I'm on this planet almost 60 years. I've never witnessed anything remotely close to this in life. And the fact that he has people all over just preaching his shit in fear. And they're all in power. They're all in power. I don't know. This is like a fucking Twilight Zone episode, man.
Facts, Roberto. Facts. PM said even citizens have been deported. Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah.
Even citizens. Yeah. And the thing is, if you believe,
What about those interpreters, those guys who fucking put their lives on the line for America, promised they're going to get their green cards, they're still waiting.
Yeah, 100%.
How many of them are
100%.
dead? How many of them are dead?
That's why I said
don't know.
something needs to change. And I kind of wonder, was it in the plan to just talk about we're going to do something and not do anything? Well, we've seen that too many times where they'll say, "Oh yeah, we're going to do reform, or we're going to do that." 10 years later, where is it? Oh no, we're still working on. No. I'm gonna quote Roberto on this. No, Dread. No. No.
PM said,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, PM said, next thing you know, I'll be typing this from Mexico, or wait, I won't, because when you are detained, you can go missing and never be found. Facts.
Talking about PM, I go and visit the States. They grab my ass. Who am I talking to?
Facts, bro.
As long as you're not on, so I'll help you out.
This
Alonzo
black
get caught.
mother effort. I said no shit to Jake, and I let the fucking intro slide as well. All right, 2 times in the intro, you called me.
I had to. I'm sorry. I take it back.
It's on and popping now, on me. Go ahead, continue.
I forgot what I was going to say. But go ahead, Eli. I forgot. Go ahead.
Okay. What I'm going to say can be factually checked. When someone seeks asylum in this country, they do it at a border. And that's all they have to say. If an ICE agent is around, all they have to say is the word asylum. That's all the word they have to say. And when they go to the asylum hearing, they are mandated to appear. And the judge, when you are doing that, you are granted temporary U.S. citizen status. This is a fact. When you are at an immigration hearing, that means you were caught here illegally. You are going through due process. You have to report to that court, or automatically you are deported. If you do not show up, you are deported. ICE agents are not waiting by the door for the court. They're waiting just down the hallway, and as soon as they walk by, they grab them and take them out the side doors before deputies come outside the hallways to do shit. They are illegally snatching people. They are taking away U.S. citizens. They are confiscating. I'm going to put this guy's name in the chat right here. People are talking about the other guy, Garcia, but nobody is mentioning Andre Jose Hernandez Romero. Nobody's mentioning this guy whatsoever in the news. I'm not sure why. You can read why he was detained. Basically, because he was being threatened for being gay by the Venezuelan gang members and gang members. Okay, that's why I saw him here. I thought he had tattoos that were gang related. They are about his mother and his father. Okay.
That's the guy who they thought the tattoos were gang related.
Yeah.
For that? Okay, I think I know.
Yeah. Nobody's really talking about this guy at least. The ICE, what's his name? I forgot the asshole's name. Was director of ICE. He directed his agents to quote unquote beef up arrest unquote. So what they decided to do was instead of going to the jails and getting rid of the murderers and the people who were doing sexual assaults and other people out of this country and wasting our taxpayer dollars. I'm like, thank you for doing that, by the way. Thank you. Instead of doing that, they're going to workplaces, they're going to churches, they're going to schools, they're going to Home Depot. And all of a sudden people are like, wait a minute, what happened to the violent criminals they were supposed to be getting rid of? Not the people who are working and paying taxes with families and kids here. People started protesting. Yes, people are protesting all over Los Angeles right now, but there is no fucking riot. Out of the millions of square miles in LA, it goes down to about 8 to 10 square blocks. This is where the violence thing is happening, okay? The only thing that happened...
But let me ask you this, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, though, but and I'll ask all of you guys, doesn't it just seem like it's the same playbook over and over again when it comes to these protests? It's the same thing. It's like, well, it's not a protest, it's a riot. Oh, we got to bring in the marshals, we got to bring in the Marines, we got to do this. But then when it was January 11th, they didn't bring in nobody.
6th.
You know,
sorry,
you know
January
what I'm saying?
6th.
January 6th. Sorry, yeah. And then
people.
like
people were peaceful until the National Guard showed up. And what really thing is that's why I sent you that video of Trump, because he circumvented Gavin Newsom and just sent them himself. And basically, he did a little flip flopper, and you can even play the video if you want. It's public airspace. You can play it copyright free. So he basically states that I can't do this. I'm not allowed to do this as president. Bullshit.
Well, I kind of wonder about that. I gotta look it up. You may know it, but if those don't remember, Little Rock, Arkansas, National Guard was sent there when they were trying to integrate schools.
Yeah,
the same thing, and they also circumvented the government to send them there. So these laws out in government are interpreted the way they want to interpret it. So what I mean, when we talk about you can't do this, you can't do that, there's always that gray area within these laws, where they say, okay, well, I can kind of. That's what Trump. He's kind of like, well, I can use this. I'm saying this guy's ass kind of an irritant to get them to get out of character. Now I can send who I want to send. That's why I said, don't play into his hands. You want to protest, stay on the sidewalk, do it legally where they can't do anything to you. But even if they come out there and do whatever they got to do, hold steady. That's what MLK did. Hey, peaceful protest, hold steady. If they arrest us, they have to be humanely. They can't come in and joke. We're not doing anything. Now
when the National Guard showed up, people were starting to get restless. That's when violence started.
Exactly.
People started looting.
Hold steady. Hold steady.
And then to two of your points, or one to Roberto's points, when you're saying if they can circumvent the laws and shit, then the laws don't really mean shit. There's always a way around it, right? So our laws really, you know what I mean? So that's to Roberto's point.
By the way,
hold on, Eli. Let me finish because I'm gonna forget. And then And then the second point was, motherfucker. Poof.
Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude.
Oh my god.
My alert just popped up on the screen. I'm watching a different feed. My alert popped up on the screen. Sorry.
I forgot. Okay. So yeah, and the second thing too is like JG, you said the peaceful protest, 100%. But again, to another Roberto's point is they put people in those protests to loot, to make it seem like it's the motherfucking protesters doing it. right?
Like
That's
I
what they
said,
were complaining about Antifa all the time with the Black Lives Matter. And I'm like, Antifa was not nothing to do with what the Black Lives Matter were doing. They were in there to F shit up. And I think that's the same thing that's happening now. You're sending in people there to F shit up. And it's like, look, guys, they're rioting. You see? This is why we need to bring in the National Guards, you know?
Exactly. And like I said, all skin folk and kinfolk. I really believe that there are some people think there's, believe it or not, there are people in the Latino community who don't agree with, did not agree with the open borders, who believe that, hey, you want to come, you got to do it the legal way. They believe that. So don't think that some of your own people aren't snitching and saying, hey, this guy over here, he's an illegal, get him. This guy over here, he's an illegal, get him. It happens.
Yeah, happens with us too, because you can give, hey, we're gonna give you immunity. You know, you want your papers, you do a little something for us. So 100% happens. You know what I mean? We saw what happened to the leader of the Black Panthers. You know, so
and one more thing,
before
I'm not like you would forget this whole thing, because I will forget. No, because I was going with Chris going. I forgot a lot of stuff I was going to say, but
yeah, I know.
This new thing, well, not new, but it's kind of been around this. Why aren't blacks supporting us? Right, that's the thing I keep hearing lately. We have supported every single fight for everyone else, everybody. So now it's at the point where we're like, you know what? We're tired of fighting, because every time we fight, we get nothing out of it. When it's time for us to fight, where's everybody else?
Yeah, I agree.
Not saying that there aren't, because look,
they do.
You know, there are individuals, of course. I'm not saying that nobody does it, but as a whole, it doesn't happen.
No, I feel you. I feel you. There's always those willing to tap dance in hopes of assimilation, and yet they forget they will never be accepted the way they imagine. 100%. You know why? Because at the end of the day, you will never be them. So you can help them all you want to, but when they're ready to get rid of your ass, sayonara. Right? Roberto, go ahead.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I was saying all these little UCs, I call them. These guys don't realize that when the meeting is called, they're on the other side of the door.
Facts.
So know your role, because it's only a minute before your time runs out.
Facts.
You know, Roberto, I'm sorry.
Fucking most, man.
Me too.
You know, Roberto, we've said that to them over and over again. Hey, I'm telling you, this is going to happen. Style with us. What ends up happening?
Well, I want everybody
to happen has happened.
Sorry, I want everybody to know this.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I just want everybody to know there's 19 minutes till the curfew takes effective in LA. Yes, there is a curfew, by the way, in case everyone wasn't aware. There is a curfew in LA, but only in a certain part of downtown LA is a curfew.
A square mile.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And he said, "Where's the what did he say? Oh, if they were to put a curfew in the States, there'd be a revolution."
Facts.
I was telling Danielle last night when I heard curfew in the U.S. I don't care if it's a square corner. You still have it.
There is.
You remember during COVID when we were telling them about a curfew? Like, oh, there's no way, there would never be a curfew here. People would go crazy. Yeah, look at that shit. Look at that shit.
Like Donald Trump said, never say never.
Fact. And I'm watching a feed right now with multiple cameras. There's 3 protests going on in LA, 1 in Texas, and 1 in Vegas.
I don't know.
There's San Francisco. I can't find San Francisco. There's one going on in San Francisco right now, but I can't find a feed for it.
I got you. Let me get this comment, then I'll let JG.
Chicago, LA, and New York.
Okay.
New York don't play. New York was pushing the cops, man.
But I was there and will be hysterical.
Horses were running over people in LA.
Hold on, guys. Let me get to the comments, please. I was there and will be. Historically, the brown barracks fought side to side with black people. There's a historical precedent that brown and black people have supported each other. Agreed. Roberto doing a Trump impression. What's going on in San Fran? Protests. Oh. Yeah. Go ahead, JG. Continue.
I was going to say, to continue what Roberto was saying. And I agree with you, right? They're right outside when they want to be. No, they're right outside. But you know what, Roberto? Some people, as long as they're on a property, they're happy. As long as they get a piece of crumb from the table, they are happy. Because now I brought this up many times when fuck, I lost my train of thought again. I'm getting old like you guys. Damn.
Okay, you think that I'm going to say
Okay,
this?
I got you. I got you. I got you. No, don't start. Well, Lyndon B. Johnson was asked, and you guys heard me say this plenty of times, when he asked my reporter, how are you able to get the poor white people to vote for you? What was his response? I just tell them that at least they're not Negro. At least they're not black. The same thing keeps going on today. I'm going to quote the movie Gangs of New York, where the Bob the Butcher said, because remember, the Irish have dealt with this, Italians have dealt with this, we for damn sure have dealt with this. What did Bob the Butcher say? Everybody owes, everybody pays. That's how you stand up against the rising of the tide. That's what's going on now. So yes, PM philosophy, I agree with you. Blacks and browns have fought together many times. But what's changed?
Yeah.
Why has it stopped? Because remember, I'm a grandson of Cuban immigrants and the son of a FBA Southern black man. Wear both cultures proudly. I had these conversations with family members all the time. And the end of the conversation is, what stopped? Why did we stop fighting for each other? What changed?
Well, look, when we had an issue here, the provincial police were going on the reserve and messing with the Indians. We went to support them. They said they didn't want us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, like what I wanted to say, again, we're going to mention Chris didn't give us a chance.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Regarding racism, what irks me the most is when people make comparisons to racism with black people. Now, when I look at races that have been tried to be eliminated, you would think they would be the first to be non-racist. You know what I'm referring to, right? But they are racist against blacks. Yeah. Parts of the world where I don't think there's enough black people for us to be racist or have racism inflicted on us over there, but yet they don't like us either. So if you're to do the little survey worldwide, who is inflicted racism on the most, it's black people.
Actually, I agree with you, but I think there's one more group that experiences a little bit more than we do.
Who?
Inuits. Bro, they literally wiped them out, man.
Yeah, but you know what the reason is for the Inuits? Oh, they're all drunk. They're all alcoholics. They're not good.
That's what they said about Native Americans.
That's what I mean. Native American and Inuit, same thing.
And you know that isn't the case.
No, I know.
Down here.
I 100% it's not the case, right? But that's the narrative, and the reason why they are like that is because when they came to trade, that's what they gave them. You know what I mean?
Population-wise, I don't think it's the same.
Because they wiped them out.
No, but like when I travel, I you might have a point there, Anzo, but when I travel, I don't see Inuits like I see black people. Black people.
Oh yeah. I get it. I get it.
They're everywhere, and everywhere they are experiencing some form of racism.
100%. I agree with you, and I'm not denying anything you say. I agree with you 100%.
What? That's my question. What is the reason? And you know, I could almost say it's because American TV has been so
100%
around the world.
100%.
They saw the way we were treated there, so they assumed that we are how they made us look.
100%.
And that's the label we have now, and we have to fucking justify it everywhere we go. Now 100%. We should be saying, "Go fuck yourself." We don't have to justify fucking shit. And if we one day have our Messiah come and get us all to unite, you motherfuckers are in trouble. Because, you know, as much as we are hated on, we still help the people that hate us.
100%.
But in return, will we get it? No.
100%. I agree with you.
Who are the fucking good people?
I'll tell you this, and I've told this story many times, right? there was this Asian girl in the metro, right? And I don't know if she just came up here, whatever, but she obviously never had no experience with Black people whatsoever. So I went to go sit down. She came, she sat down beside me. She's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. And then the first thing out of her mouth was like, oh, you don't speak with the yo, 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 what's up, what's up?
Yeah.
And I was like, not all Black people speak like that. That's because of American TV, Roberto. I agree. The way we're portrayed in movies, the way we're portrayed in the news, the way we're portrayed on TV shows, right? That's the reason why people see us as that. They don't see it as us. They think that this is how we are because that's how they're showing us. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. 100%. I agree with you. American TV.
I don't know.
It's entertaining.
I don't know any Black people that are as racist as the white people that I know.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I really don't know one Black guy who's like, no fucking white person's coming in my house. No fucking white people. I don't know anybody like that.
Neither do I. I don't really associate with the racist people, but in my neighborhood, there's really only white racist people.
There's this woman at my work, right? And I guess she divorced her husband, whatever. And she's been with her new boyfriend for about 2 years, and he's Black. And he can't meet her parents because her father's a 100% racist. 100% racist. You know what I mean? So I feel exactly what you're saying, Roberto. I feel it, and it's messed up because you're right. We fight, we do all of that stuff, you know. And I said it before too. When the George Floyd protest happened, and I went to the protest, I seen a lot of people that weren't just like me, and it was good to see. You know what I mean? It was 100%. It was good to see. So to JG's point, when did that change? You know what I mean? Because George Floyd was what, 5 years ago, in 2020 or something like that, around there. So,
hey guys, you guys have been watching. I have to interrupt here. You guys been watching Selected Narratives. There have been multiple races participating in different protests.
Of course.
Look, yeah, but I'm just listening as a bystander. I'm like, okay, what I'm hearing is you guys are only seeing Hispanic people and not Black people. I'm like, all the news reports I'm seeing around here is that you see white people, Hispanic, Black people, they're all protesting. I'm like, it's intermixed. You don't see more Black people than white people. You don't see more Hispanics than Black people. You see a mix of everybody there.
But that's to Roberto's point, to where they're only showing you a certain narrative, right?
Okay, that's okay. Sorry, that's true. Sorry.
Showing you that it's only certain people, but they're not showing you that everybody's there. And again, the reason why we're asking why it changed is because there's a lot of things going around saying to where, you know, we're not supporting the protests that are going on, right?
Exactly.
But we're upset because when Trump was running, you know, and saying all the stuff he was going to say, I guess the some brown people were agreeing with him. And it's like Roberto said, Chris said earlier,
Blacks for Trump.
It's the loudest voice. It's the loudest voices. And those are what people, this is why it divides us, because that's what X is spitting out there. That's what social media is spitting out there. All of the negative bullshit, and they're not giving us the positive shit. Right? We can sit on a stream where we have different ethnicities and we're all talking about having certain conversations and doing this. We can do that. You know what I mean?
Joe Gonzo, on the 6th,
go ahead.
When the resurrection took place, okay, they were saying that the media were only emphasizing on the riot side. There was peaceful
100%
protest going on. There was none. There was nothing peaceful about that whole fucking day. And now
I saw the thing. No,
the opposite.
Yeah, I agree.
Because when, you know, CNN, so-called fake news, they were pointing out where the peaceful riots were going on. And then all of a sudden, boop, they didn't show it again.
Here, let me show you my shirt since you guys talk about that. Let me show you my shirt. Can you see it?
FNN Fake News Network. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that, shouldn't it have like a little Fox logo on the bottom?
You know? The difference is
Fox News uses in quotes, okay?
Fox News is the juice. That's the Kool-Aid right there.
The difference is ignorance. Amazing. In a world of technology, we are more ignorant to history and literature than ever. If we weren't, we would be united. Is math and numbers, we would have won 100%.
Well,
It's
PM,
not.
why do you think they eliminated history in school? Because they don't want these kids to know how it once was.
Yes.
They want them to think that this is normal now.
Yes.
That reminds me.
Like being eliminated. Talk to your kids about history. Oh, that was your life. We're living ours. Where do you get this fucking rhetoric from?
Okay, I want to ask you three a question about history. Just real quick question, okay? Nzo, yes or no? Have you heard about these three items? Blackgate explosion, Tulsa massacre, Tulsa massacre, and the Compton riots. Have you heard about any of those three?
I have, but not in school.
Okay, what about you, Warren?
Roberto,
sorry.
Oh, I heard of two of them.
Okay, what about you, JG?
What's the question?
Have you heard about the Blackgate explosion, Compton riots, and Tulsa massacre?
What? Hold on, say that again. I heard the Tulsa massacre. You kind of fumbled the first part. What you say?
Sorry, the Blackgate massacre, the Blackgate massacre.
Oh yeah. But I found that from home, not at school. I didn't learn any of that stuff at school. The one that happened in, was it Houston, Texas, or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Never heard anything about that until I saw a movie. Then I started reading up on it, right? So
Well, I didn't hear about the lakes that used to be black towns until I took an Uber in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people. Exactly what you were saying, Roberto.
Imagine
education.
Exactly.
People need to get taught shit in school, the correct way. Like the Alamo. I was taught the Alamo. You know what I was taught about the Alamo? The Alamo. I was taught that people fought for freedom. You know what that freedom was? To keep slaves.
Mm-hmm.
But what's fucked up is when you try and research it, you can't even find it.
I know. I had to find this out myself. Like I was proud of the Alamo until I found out the truth. I'm like, why do I ever want to go there again?
I still have that shit. You can find some facts in there.
Facts. It's not only ignorance, it's straight up lying about history. They say that the numbers are the only thing that don't lie, but they're trying hard to change that. Agree 100%, Mike. On the point of people asking for peaceful protests, maybe they should, as the king of peaceful protests for tips, Martin Luther King. Oh, wait, we can't ask him because they killed him too. Facts.
Well, it's a pigback on that. I believe Gandhi was probably dead by the time King did his peaceful protest. You can also always learn from history, right? He doesn't have to literally be here to learn. You can learn from reading, research. That's how we learn.
I got chill weed. I don't know what JG mooched off of, but I know Under has good weed.
Eli, I'm not mooching today.
And to be honest with you, we chill. Hold on, JG. I'm gonna pass the Dutchie just now. All right.
Did you to the left, my friend?
I'm chill angry.
Wow. And did you hear how Roberto said? You hear how Eli sang that? Sing that again, Eli.
Did you to the left, my friend?
What? Is that the edited version?
Yes.
It's to the left hand side, bro. Pass the Dutchie to the left hand side.
On the left hand side.
Fine, yeah.
On the left hand side.
I gotta be careful how I say it with these guys because they ain't gonna know pun and shit. You know what I mean, Roberto?
You gotta keep it the way it is, right?
Yeah. But I gotta give them
in there. You gotta throw the pun in there too.
Yeah, but I gotta give them the white version. You know what I mean?
Like this girl goes to me today. Oh, we were talking. I mentioned pum pum, and nobody understand it. I go, "What punani? What's that?"
Oh my goodness!
Oh shit! Okay.
Oh man, that's fucking funny, bro. I did have another topic, but we are running later. Well, about to close up the show.
Thanks, Chris.
They end badly. What happened?
Exactly.
Yo, bro. Okay, so basically it's these two YouTubers that were having a beef, right? The beef was over some damn copyright infringement where one of them did it and he claimed this. The dude seen him on the street and shot him and his wife.
What?
Murdered
during
them
the live
dead.
stream. During the live stream.
During
Vegas.
June 8th.
Wow.
During a live stream, Roberto. You can see the live stream, right? You see the guy walking by. Then you hear a little tussle. Then you hear pop, 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 pop. Done. Yes.
Did you see that video I sent you?
He shot and killed the wife too.
That's fucked up. But you know what I saw was even more fucked up? You see that one in the gas station?
Which one? Oh, yeah. With the guy he was talking, looking
two
at the
words
girl.
For the girl. The guy come off the car, shot him in the face. What?
Yeah. And to be honest with you, from what I seen from that video, he didn't even really say anything. He was just looking at her ass. And the dude came out the car and dust him. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Black on black crime.
Now you see that one. It's a stupid crime, 100%. But it was caught on a surveillance camera. This dude knew the dude was live streaming because that's how we found him, through his live stream.
Wow.
And then went to
You
court.
got that stream?
I have a piece of the video. Yeah, 100%.
Let's see. I'm curious to see what they look like.
Hold on.
You got to watch out how much you show, Nzo.
Well, they don't. It's okay because they don't really show that much. They don't actually show shots or anything. But I'll just go into where it happens real quick. So shout out to Abin Priest because I found it on their site. Oh yeah, it starts off at the beginning.
Today's first topic.
Thanks, Donut. That's the guy?
Oh, hold on. Let me go back.
First
One
topic.
I'll pause it. See it's just the white guys in front. See the guy in the hat right there with the black shirt? No, the white hat right here, right under like the balloon part. That's him. That's the guy.
Wow.
Thanks, Donut.
Oh, I did see this.
So from what I understand,
that's
this
the
guy's
wife
a live
saying, "Are you
streamer,
kidding me?" And then
and
he
the
shot
other guy.
her.
What's that?
That's the wife saying, "Are you kidding me?" And then he shot her.
Yes. This guy.
Those are the two pops after you heard the word "me" pop up.
Yes, he's the one that did the shooting. Sin City, Manny Wise. Right? Here's the kicker, Roberto. I have more subs on my YouTube channel than he does. So he copyright claimed the dude for a channel that has like 5,000 subs. Not like 1 million subs, right? So he ain't getting no money anyways, because you already know, right? He ain't getting no money anyways. So he popped the dude for that. He's going to jail. He's done because of some copyright bullshit claims on YouTube. Now, of course, they did have some back and forth, obviously, right? But he ended up dusting the dude, taking his life for YouTube drama. And I say this, and I say this many times.
A little gangster and shit,
But that's what I'm saying. And I say this too. As much as there are a lot of keyboard warriors on YouTube and the internet, sometimes you have to be careful who you fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. 100%. You don't know. And not even to say, let's just say the person's not even like a bad man, right? But if you catch somebody on the wrong day, you know what I mean? Just the wrong day, and something like this can happen. Go ahead, JG.
Yeah, it's a lot of keyboard gangsters out here, man, and people calling each other's bluffs. But like you said, you'll catch the right one day who's about that action. And I don't know what's going on with his life to where he felt like he had to do that. But that, man, it's not worth your life, bro. YouTube stuff's not worth your life. So I'm curious how much money was involved in this, because it's wow.
Abin Preach estimated it to about $1,000 or so.
You know, $1,000 is like 100,000 to some people, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
That's a lot of money. I mean, to us, it's like what?
But now you go into jail and you can't even use that 1,000.
Yeah, but you know that ego shit. He punked you $1,000. You call him out, and he says, "Man, shut the fuck up, you punk bitch." So now you con me $1,000, and now you're calling me a punk bitch live.
Now that's your name,
you
right
don't bust a bottle on his head. You don't fucking shoot him.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. This guy is supposed to be all tough and he's all by himself. What the fuck is wrong with him? If he's supposed to be he's a guy just looks like I'm sorry. I'm looking at this guy's image right here. The Sin City ass-wise guy, whatever his name is, and he's posing. I'm like, okay, you're supposed to be this tough guy, but you're alone in the picture. Where's your fucking posse, idiot? Come on, this is a poser right here. I wouldn't even mess with this guy.
Hold on, Eli.
I wouldn't even bother messing with him.
Some people roll dolo. Some people roll single. You know what I mean? You know
they say killers move in silence, Eli.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they by themselves, they're the most dangerous one.
100%.
They need no witnesses.
The man arrested for the shooting and killing 2 people in Las Vegas Strip night told detectives he fired in self-defense despite a live stream video showing him approach a couple. And that's what I was going to say too. So he ended up saying, right, that he seen the guy kind of make a move like he had something and got scared and shot him. And then he seen the wife who looked like she had something black in her hand and he got scared and thought it was a gun and shot her too when it happened to be something for her phone. Later that morning, Ruiz turned himself into Officer Andrews policeman. Ruiz said that Rodney Finley reached towards his waistband to say, "What's up, cuz?" according to the court. Yeah, 100%. I read the same article, Mike. That's not worth it, bro. None of that shit is worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
lies mean nothing.
Nothing.
Lies mean nothing to some people, man.
Oh yeah, 100%, Roberto. 100%, especially when it's some YouTube bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I've had beefs on YouTube. I ain't fucking ruining my life for no goddamn beef on YouTube. You know what I mean?
5,000 subs and 1 copyright. What the hell? I'm like, that's not it. Yeah. What's wrong with this guy?
Hey,
I'm sorry.
I got 5,000 subs. I barely make $100 a month, so I can imagine what he was making. Now, constantly, if he was constantly putting out videos every day, I don't know. I haven't seen his channel. He'd possibly be making more than that, but it's not. Abba and Preach, these guys make over $1 million a year doing YouTube stuff. That guy's nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. You know?
Doesn't Preach do reaction videos as well?
What's that?
The guy in the red doesn't do reaction videos.
Well, they do together. Abba and Preach, they do together.
Okay, yeah, I've seen Preach.
You know they're from Montreal, eh, Roberto?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Good to see. Wow. You see, I'm just gonna say it. It always takes a Canadian to show the Americans how it's done.
Oh, here we go with this.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in LA right now.
Yeah, actually, it is about that time. Yeah, someone he said it here. Random ADHD rant said Cali's curfew just started, but aren't you guys an hour behind us?
The California curfew did not start. Only a 10-block radius in Los Angeles curfew started. Okay, there is no curfew in California.
What time does it start?
It started 7 minutes ago, and right now there is police are arresting people in front of the city hall who refuse to leave. That's the only thing. There was no riots, no violence, nothing going on, no blocking streets.
Well,
the only thing going on right now is people getting arrested in front of City Hall for violating curfew.
It's going to be interesting to see how many people get arrested tomorrow, Roberto. Then we'll find out if Danny was telling us the truth or not. You know what I mean? We'll see how many people get arrested and how much people.
We already started, Nzo.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but we're saying
75 people last night.
Right. So like I'm saying, like, so yeah, 75. 75 is not a lot. But
I wonder what the fine is.
Oh, probably not as much as ours was.
Yeah,
but curfew. I'm not sure what the fine is for a curfew, but last night the majority of people got arrested was for looting. and assaulting a police officer.
If anyone is here from LA, be safe out there. No, we are not. So
yeah, 10 square block radius downtown in the financial district. No, people are not living down there. It's perfectly safe to go driving around LA.
They're just safeguarding the ice houses because they think they're going to break in there and release.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. They're around detention centers and City Hall.
You know what I mean, Roberto?
That's all they're doing. The only violence going on in LA is people are breaking glass and looting department stores. People who are actually protesting are in front of the detention centers and City Hall, and they're getting arrested for violating curfew. There's no violence going on. I'm like, if there was, I would see one of the feeds that I'm watching right now show people on the sidewalk, on the freeway. There's nothing. It's peaceful right now. I'm like, what the hell? You see cops look bored. There's two of them on their phones right now. Shit.
With that being said, guys, go check it out. Sub to everybody on the channel. Roberto, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Right here Wednesday night with my boys, them Bigger Ford, JG Shaolin, terrific. Myself, getting shit off our chest like we do live. And our special guest, Elihu-Who.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Who?
sir.
Oh, me.
Eli, tell the people where they can find you, sir. Keep it short. Don't be on this. Look up in the sky and see the northern lights on the left and blah, 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 blah. And nobody want to hear that. Just
Not tonight. LowKey Index. You can find me on social media platforms. Same name, Elihu-Who. Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, X, formerly known as Twitter, various YouTube channels. And yes, the moon is 27% larger. Look in the east.
I told you he couldn't do it without giving us some crappy ass information at the end, right? Had to be something that nobody gives a shit about. But I'm just messing with you, Eli. Thanks for coming on. Much appreciated. And now the one thing I have to say is we're gonna hand it over to the baddest hype man ever. It's just too bad he lives in inferior USA.
I knew it was coming. JG Shaolin, terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. Wee! Black Jim Kelly, martial artist, Nzo. Now that you know. Yo, everybody in LA, please be safe. Protesting, please be safe out there, man. Don't lose your life over something you don't need to. All right. Thank you all for tuning in for this.
Was that Roberto?
Don't give Captain Orange a reason to say he was right.
Exactly.
Facts.
You're gonna.
You're gonna.
Oh, and there's a 65% chance of heavy rain on Trump's birthday parade. Woohoo!
My bad, Mike. My bad, Mike. My bad. You know what I mean? I forgot you were in here. Next time I say it, I'll make sure you're not in the chat before I say it again. All right?
Oh man, thank you all for tuning in for this.
Because I am gonna say it again.
Thank you all for tuning in for this fire stream, these fire topics. Primetime Wednesday on the O.O.C. with the host Nzo, aka the Abbott, and the Osiris of the the Split King, the Professor of Gunja, alongside his co-host Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did anything gonna be Irie. No woman, no cry. And please check out Eli. He's everywhere, nowhere, whether he's in space or on planet Earth. He's here.
And JG?
Yo.
Shout out your uncle's channel, brother.
Oh, yeah, my uncle on the GGC, the Jag himself, the Jag of all trades, the Renaissance man himself, still working on perfect things on his channel, but hey, he does it all, whether it's music, whether it's getting your intros, outros together. If it was with a computer and software, he can do it, man. Please check him out. GGC.
100%. And I want to say thank you to everybody that came in here. John Wynn at the end right there. He said, no, never Americans. I don't know what JUD is, but I feel you. Mike, appreciate you, brother. Dewan, The Stranger, PM, Random ADHD Rants. Who else was up in here? Basel was up in here. Tamika Den was up in here. Cousin T popped in up in here.
He was here too, calling you out.
Who?
And
takes.
Shifty. Oh, hold on. I was gonna get to that. That was last, Roberta. That was last. Shifty Gism was in the house. I am 24.
Bill.
That's oh my God. Shit. No. I know his name. It's just slipping my mind right now, but he was up in here. Walter 617 was up in the house.
You was up in here.
Yeah,
we got Jedi Bill.
I'm gonna blade the weed for that. All about crystals. Outlaw Bill was up in here. Thank you guys very much. It's a pleasure to have you up in here because we wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys. You know what I mean? We out here having fun, but you guys come in here, make your comments, and make it a lot better for us, and I appreciate that. And as for this Hot Takes Tuesday clown, don't ever show up on my channel again, all right, bro? If you come in here again, Nerd Man, I am going to have to ban you. I am going to have to ban you from my channel so that I never see your UK bald lady boy ass again, all right? And I am going to send this clip so that you can see it as well, because I know your ass is over there. Anyways, thank you guys for popping in. Much appreciated.
Peace.
We'll see you on the next one. Peace, love, and hair grease.
New brand yellow, I tell some clown. Till I come round, come for the 4 pound. Sit down, me love how you perform. You grabbing me body, you never go scratch your palm. Wait, your pussy good, me never dead so long. Wait, your pussy good, if you put it in a song. Tell you the man say, him better run. Come, we fight for your pussy, old veteran. Watch how your step, land mine, set a pressure bomb. You just make it sitting tough up and I never gang. Squeegee round, I leave him alone. Shake your bum, see the shape of your round. Leave your panty, the G-string at home. Tell her come see me, come for the 4 pound. Me a Kai, sign your tits. Touch the grapevine, bite your lips. Make you waistline, why not it? Don't waste time when I visit. Just come in a kissy, me know it risky. She a said that the jacket he go fit me. Disappear like when me little Trixie a fight, but she did Lulu before 50. Come here, make me pet a pussy Jimmy. Me I know your brother nothing no wrong if you feel it. Pizza your harder, but me deliver.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.